Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
So, festival season is pretty much underway now, and I wanted to talk very quickly about the role of a brand in a festival. We typically see a lot of traditional models where a brand will go to a festival. They might be a headline sponsor. They might take over a bar or list their product if they're an alcohol or drinks company. They might take over a tent and plaster their logo everywhere. We have to question, first of all, how do we measure the effectiveness of doing some of these deals? And what is the actual point and aim of it?
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
I think a lot of brands enter the festival space without much expertise or guidance. They sort of look at the big festivals as a great opportunity to reach thousands of people. And it comes down to, first of all, just looking at the traditional model of how a brand works with a festival and challenging it. And then asking, what is the role of a brand in a festival? Promoters put a lot of effort into booking great artists, working with local councils to make sure that they're doing everything by the book. And then there's a whole space that they can't invest in because they might not have the budget, the time, the team. And I think that's the role of a brand, is to think about how to enhance the festival experience. As opposed to just being a commercial partner, a brand should look at being part of the story and really enhancing the journey for the fan in a way. And there's 3 key ways I think they can do that. And the first is all about delivering some sort of immersive experience. That could be through technology. It could be through some very interesting art installation. You could have workshops, for example, which I've seen being done in some festivals like Dimensions, where they have the knowledge arena, which basically gives the opportunity for people to step away from the festival for a bit and listen to some of their favorite DJs talking and experience how to make music. And I think it's this new approach to festivals, seeing festivals as a space for creativity and to bring people together, not just on a big stage in a big field, but actually how can some moments of the festival be really enhance and transform the experience. So the first step is delivering this immersive sort of experience, and whether that's through technology and installations or through a different approach, bringing something like a practical workshop approach. You know, you look at some really interesting festivals like Burning Man, where everyone is an active participant in the experience. You know, the Burning Man wouldn't exist without the artist sort of approach that the fans bring to this. The next is that brands really need to integrate with the artists a lot more as well. You know, there's people go to festivals to listen to their favorite musicians. They don't go to see a brand. So if a brand can really collaborate with the artist and deliver something that's a bit more exciting, you're more likely to get a loyal fan base interested in your product, interested in your content, and interested in your story. So delivering an immersive experience, collaborating with the artists, and then I think a final one is about how we measure the success of a brand experience in a festival. And technology can really be a great facilitator for that. You go to a lot of festivals and they use RFID tags. We need to ask ourselves, how can we integrate the RFID tag into the experience that we're delivering? How can we deliver a more personalized experience? How can we make it easier for the fans to share content without having to get their phone out? And that's what a lot of this new technology allows us to do. Not just deliver a great experience, but then measure the effectiveness of this experience. Overall, I think we need to really question the role of a brand in a festival, and how can we use the festival space to really transform people's experiences, to shape their perception of what it means to be interested in music and what it means to be part of a wider community. Too many brands focus on the most simplest models that have been regurgitated over and over again, and it's very easy. You know, when you buy at bulk, your agency might not be interested in per se in delivering such a great experience. They want to put you in 10 festivals, and they want to get scale, and they want to do it affordably. I think it's about working with new agencies and working with new niche festivals that really are going to challenge the role of your brand in their festival. And you can just look at it as a great example like Junction 2 Festival, where last year we brought a giant music device. We didn't really know what the results were going to be, but instantly half of the audience felt that it was such a great moment. There was a lot of user-generated content, and this year a brand has come and taken that to a new level where they've developed their own interactive music installations. And I think the challenge is, in England, our approach to festivals is quite bland. We sort of just book a ton of artists in a big field. But if you start working with some of the other festivals outside of England, you see there's a much deeper role for art culture there. It's not just about the music, it's about the installations, it's about the journey that you're taking on. It's about the story and the ethos. And so I would really like to see brands challenging their main headline festival partners, the ones that try and get 50,000 people into a field, and start working with some of the more niche festivals that really understand how to deliver an experience and aren't just there to make a ton of money, but are there to really connect people and to shape their whole perception of what a festival should be. So 3 tips: deliver an immersive experience, work more closely with the artist to build a proper content strategy before the festival, during and after, and finally, look at how new technology can be used to really measure the success of your festival activation. What else? That's probably it.
Go.